The first time my neighbor asked me to take photos for her dating profile, I thought it would be a simple favor that would take no more than an hour. I had no idea that before the sun went down, she would quietly change both of our lives with a sentence I never saw coming. Sometimes the greatest love stories do not begin with expensive dinners or dramatic confessions. Sometimes they begin with two lonely people standing in the golden light of an ordinary afternoon, pretending they are helping each other move on while secretly wishing they never have to. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us love can appear when we least expect it, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment telling us where you're watching from, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so you never miss another heartfelt story. I had lived in the same apartment building for nearly 4 years, and although I knew most of my neighbors by sight, Emily was different. She was the kind of person who greeted everyone with a smile, remembered birthdays, watered plants when people traveled, and somehow made an ordinary hallway feel warmer simply by walking through it. We became friends slowly, sharing coffee on weekends and helping each other carry groceries upstairs. She had recently ended a long relationship that had left her questioning everything about herself. I had my own scars after losing the woman I thought I would marry years earlier. Neither of us admitted how lonely we really were, but loneliness has a way of revealing itself in the quiet moments between conversations. One Saturday morning, Emily knocked on my door carrying 2 outfits and an embarrassed smile. She explained that her friends had finally convinced her to join a dating app, but she hated taking pictures of herself. She asked if I could help because she trusted me to make her look natural instead of posing like someone she wasn't. I agreed without hesitation, believing it was simply another neighborly favor. We walked to a nearby botanical garden where the afternoon sunlight filtered gently through the trees. I watched her laugh at squirrels stealing crumbs from visitors and smile at flowers blooming beside old stone paths. Instead of forcing poses, I simply captured who she really was. Every photograph revealed something different: kindness in her eyes, quiet strength in her smile, and hope carefully hidden beneath heartbreak. Looking through the camera lens, I realized I wasn't photographing a woman searching for strangers. I was photographing someone I had gradually become afraid to lose. As the afternoon continued, she became more relaxed. We shared stories we had never told anyone else. She admitted that after her breakup she no longer believed anyone would choose her for who she truly was. I confessed that I had stopped trying altogether because disappointment seemed easier than hope. We laughed at ourselves for sounding older than we actually were, yet both of us understood the weight behind those words. When the photos were finished, we sat on a wooden bench overlooking a quiet pond. Ducks drifted peacefully across the water while families walked by without noticing the silent battle happening inside my heart. I knew I should encourage her to upload the pictures and wish her luck. Instead, I found myself wondering who would eventually see those photos, take her out for dinner, and slowly become part of her life. The thought hurt more than I expected. Emily scrolled through the images on my camera. She smiled at first, then became unusually quiet. After several long moments, she turned toward me with tears gathering in her eyes. She admitted that every picture reminded her of how comfortable she felt whenever we spent time together. She said she had joined the dating app because she believed happiness had to come from somewhere else, somewhere new. But sitting beside me, she realized she had been searching in the wrong direction all along. She gently closed the camera, looked at me with a mixture of fear and hope, and softly said that I could forget the app because she wanted me to take her out instead. For a moment, the world seemed to stop. I searched her face for any sign that she was joking, but all I found was honesty. Months of hidden feelings rushed through me at once. Every coffee we had shared, every conversation in the hallway, every evening spent laughing over takeaway dinners suddenly made sense. We had both been building something neither of us had been brave enough to name. Our first official date happened that very evening. There were no luxury restaurants or expensive gifts. We bought sandwiches from a small local cafe and watched the sunset from the rooftop of our apartment building. We talked until the city lights replaced the fading daylight. There were no masks anymore, no pretending to be stronger than we felt. We simply allowed ourselves to be seen, flaws and all. The months that followed were not perfect. Healing from old heartbreaks took patience. There were days when fear whispered that history would repeat itself. Sometimes one of us pulled away without meaning to because trusting again felt unfamiliar. But instead of running from those difficult moments, we faced them together. We learned that lasting love is not built by avoiding pain but by choosing each other through it. Our neighbors slowly noticed the change. The lonely man who used to rush home after work now stayed outside talking with friends. The woman who once doubted her worth laughed more freely than anyone else in the building. Together we started organizing community dinners, helping elderly residents with shopping, and creating friendships that turned strangers into family. It amazed us how one honest conversation could ripple outward and change an entire community. If this story has touched your heart so far, please like this video, share it with someone who still believes love has passed them by, subscribe to Kindness Corner, and let us know your thoughts. Your support helps these stories reach people who may need a little hope today. Special request: before this story ends, please leave a comment answering one simple question. Do you believe the best relationships often begin as friendships? Years later, the framed photographs from that afternoon still hang in our home. They were never uploaded to any dating app because they had already fulfilled their true purpose. They captured the exact moment two wounded hearts stopped searching everywhere else and finally looked at the person standing beside them all along. Those pictures remind us every day that sometimes life answers our deepest prayers in ways we never expect. The greatest love stories are not always found with a swipe on a screen. Sometimes they begin with a simple favor, an ordinary afternoon, and the courage to say what your heart has known all along.